Honorable Men Discord, Ariana Grande, The Price of Fame. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So you may be wondering, why am I talking about Ariana Grande and her weight loss? Simply put, I'm a father of a daughter. All right. Did I say that right? No, I'm a father with a daughter. Excuse me. No, but this is not a joking matter. It's a serious thing. And any of you fathers watching this episode, I'm going to get into these videos, but I just encourage you to just be there for your daughters, whether they live with you or they live with their mother. Just pay attention to your daughters. Make sure that you pour into them. Make sure they know they're beautiful. Make sure you know that they're complete, they're whole. There's nothing wrong with them. That they're special and that they're loved. You know, I don't know specifically what's going on with Ariana Grande, but this came across my timeline, and when I saw her rib cage, I said, wow. I said, what's going on with this young lady? Now, I don't ever remember her being someone who had a lot of weight, but the photo you see beside me, when I saw that, I said, what is going on with this young lady? I do not follow her career. I know she's a very successful artist, one of the top artists that's out there. But I think this is very concerning. And the reason why I put The Price of Fame is because of this video that I have queued up first. It gave me the idea to put this as The Price of Fame. And the reason why I think it's fitting to call it The Price of Fame is because seeing Ariana Grande, seeing her in this state, health-wise, it reminds me of Amy Winehouse. Now, I know Amy Winehouse was known to use substances. I don't know the situation with Ariana Grande, but it makes me think of Amy Winehouse. Furthermore, it also makes me think about how fame is not all what it's cracked up to be. It makes me think of Michael Jackson towards the end of his career, towards the end of his life, planning to go on a tour knowing he wasn't healthy. Very, very thin. Michael Jackson was extremely thin, right? And it makes me also think about Britney Spears. You know, she had a time where she was just going through it, and it was right in front of our eyes, much like what we're seeing right now with Ariana Grande. But I'm going to go into these videos and I'm going to just talk about it a little bit further. But let's start with this video.
Who took this picture, but to me, this picture sums up the price of fame. Not just Ariana Grande, it's Britney Spears, it's Justin Bieber, it's Judy Garland, if you go back in time. They still have mouths to feed. They still have people on their payroll that are expecting to get paid. They have all their executive team, their security, their glam squad, all their dancers that are expecting a payout. Sometimes family members who are your managers. She did not plan this tour by herself and said, oh, I think I want to go on tour. She is part of the machine to keep her relevancy, to keep her fan base. It is a money-making machine. But if you look at all the people behind her trying to get her picture and having a great time, and they're smiling and like they're having the time of their life. And the same thing happened with Justin Bieber when he had a mental breakdown and had to leave the industry for years and then finally came back after a lot of mental help. Britney Spears is still in a catatonic state. I don't know if we're ever going to get her back. This is the end result. She's worth almost $300 million. And honestly, if I was her security or her manager or her mother or anybody that's close to her, I would be like, you're not doing this tour. You have enough money. None of us need to get any more money from you. We're going to take a step back and we're going to figure out what is going on with you and make sure that you're better. And there is a huge difference between body shaming and talking about somebody's body and being genuinely concerned, which most of us are. Nobody is saying, oh my God, she looks like crap. We're saying we're worried about her and that we think that she's going to die. And many of us that are Gen Xers or boomers that saw the whole Karen Carpenter thing, this is not a new story. This is not something new. We're just seeing it again. This picture is so sad. I don't know who took this picture.
I agree. Does not look good.
Saw Ariana Grande's video for Petals, I was completely horrified. Now, a lot of people are saying that they hope that she gets the help that she needs, but as Christians, we have to ask a deeper question. The Bible shows us that when Satan tempted Jesus in the wilderness, he offered him the kingdoms of the world in exchange for worship. The enemy has always promised people here power, fame, influence, and success, but there's always a price attached. That's a contract. That's an agreement with the evil one, guys. Romans 6:23 says the wages of sin is death. Sin always pays wages. When we see celebrities openly embracing things the Bible warns against, whether it's occult practices, witchcraft, adultery, any lifestyle that pulls people away from God, we shouldn't be surprised when we also see brokenness, confusion, sickness, and destruction. This isn't about saying we know everything happening in Ariana Grande's life. It's about recognizing a biblical pattern. The enemy offers temporary glory, but he always comes to collect. That's why Ephesians tells us to expose the evil works of darkness, the fruitless deeds of darkness, not celebrate them, not partner with them. Instead of idolizing celebrities or copying everything culture normalizes, we're called to guard our hearts, protect our minds, and pray for those who are spiritually deceived. Because no one is beyond God's grace, and Jesus is still able to break every chain. When I saw Ariana Grande's
Yes, I put that in there. I know it's a Christian perspective, and I know at this day and age, Christianity is constantly being attacked. But I put that in there because that's what I believe. I mean, if you don't believe in it, you could skip that portion of it. But I thought it was necessary to put that in there. Moving right along.
I don't think the general public will ever be nice to Ariana Grande again, and I think that's because she used up all the general public's compassion like years ago. I think during that 2017 to 2019 time period, during the attack on Manchester, Mac Miller died. She was blamed for Mac Miller's death. Pete Davidson threatening to off himself and blaming her, like all of that. I think she used so much of the public's compassion, and I'm not saying this in a like, oh well, she didn't deserve it. No, the girl went through a lot of undeniable trauma, right? But because that trauma was undeniable and it was in such quick succession of each other, I think the public was looking for a valid reason to hate her. I think when the homewrecking allegations came out and when she's not a girl's girl, all of that, I think the public was like, finally, we have a reason to talk shit about this bitch. I was tired of being nice to this bitch. I was tired of it. And that's not to say she didn't receive any hate back during that 2017 to 2019 time period. I mean, I just said she was blamed for Mac Miller's death, right? But I think the homewrecking allegations, that and not being a girl's girl, I think all of that was like such an intense hate campaign against her. And again, I'm not saying homewrecking should be praised or anything like that. I'm just saying it was, to me, the crime did not fit the attacks I saw, right? And I'm probably a little biased because I am a fan, but I saw more attacks on her than I did him. Like, and that's always how it goes. The woman's always going to have it worse than the man. That's nothing new, right? There's nothing unique to what went down. But I think after that, and then now her physical appearance, people are just looking for any reason to talk shit about her. I don't think she will ever receive any compassion again. I don't. And I think people are trying to frame the way they're talking about her as compassion. But to me, compassion would be, oh my God, I think Ariana Grande is really going through something. I hope she has help. Period. That would be the only thing that needs to be said. It wouldn't be these long think pieces about dissecting how she looks, assuming that she's gonna like drop dead in the middle of the tour. Like, that's not compassion in my eyes at all. So I really do think she will never get the public eye again, like in favor, unless she leaves and comes back. Like, she's gonna have to pull like an Adele and disappear for a few years, and after that she may be able to come back and gain positive public sentiment. But right now, I fear it's a wrap. Now, me, I'm gonna always stick beside my girl. I'm gonna always stick beside Ponytail. Never doubt me. Now, I don't fall into the group with the general public. We've been making it pop since Pink Champagne, okay? This is just an observation. I don't think the general...
Allegedly, she is taking a timeout from the tour. So don't hold me to it, but allegedly she's taking a timeout from the tour, so which is a good thing. If it's in fact true, it's a good thing because she needs a timeout for herself. But this is just a constant reminder. Outside of the fact that I said this reminds me of Amy Winehouse, Michael Jackson, when he was preparing for the last tour. Money, the industry, entertainment, they don't care about your health. They just care about the revenue, the money that's going to be pulled in from doing the tour with all these tour dates. They didn't care about Michael Jackson's health. Because anyone that cares about Michael Jackson's health would have stepped in and stopped him, said, no, we can't go forward. But there's always going to be someone that's willing to do it, as long as you're willing to pay them and they see dollar signs, they're just gonna push forward regardless of how you look. Michael Jackson wasn't in shape to do a tour. He was so unhealthy. He was so thin in those last days. I could only imagine he would have passed out on stage. That's how thin he was. And I'm glad that she made the decision allegedly to pause on touring and to take time for herself. But this is a reminder, all that glitters is not gold. I know it's an old saying, and money's not everything. Look at the money she's making. Why is she touring? She just dropped her 8th studio album, Petals, that came out on July 31st. And I did not see the video, but I'm seeing the comments and the reaction to the video about her, the way she looks. And this is something to be, it's concerning, because it just shows you that, some of us, we work, we have big goals of big money, big house, nice car, fancy this, fancy that. And you see someone of her magnitude, her notoriety, her wealth is unhappy. You can't, no matter what position, what place you are in this life, when you're going through it, the money can't save you. All right. Most of the time when you make that kind of money, the people around you are all phony. It's bad enough dealing with phony people when you're not as wealthy as Ariana Grande, right? So imagine the level of fake relationships that you have when you have that kind of money. There's always ulterior motives. People get around you because they're hoping that they can get close enough to your money, get close enough to your grace, laugh at everything that you say just because they just want to be in your circle, not caring to even mention about your health or question your health because they don't want to get kicked out of that circle. It's not what it's cracked up to be. I'm pretty sure there's fans of hers that look at her and say, "Oh, I wish I had her life." It's not all what it's cracked out to be.
She's really got her shit together, like she's really on it, like she's got it all. And I do, but as far as like my personal life goes, I really have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Sorry, I'm falling apart. You're someone out there who has no idea what this next chapter is going to bring. You're not alone in that.
And for someone to say that publicly, they're hurting. I mean, I appreciate her honesty. I like seeing people that are honest. There's a lot of phony people in entertainment, but for her to get on stage and to tell that to her fans, the fans need to hear that. They need to know that she's a real person. She's not someone that was just put together by the industry. And need I say, she started at a young age. I looked into it. I saw that she was on Broadway, as well as when she was much younger, she was on Nickelodeon. Some of you may know her from the movie Wicked. Very successful woman, young woman. And at 33, you could tell just from looking at her, she's having some type of breakdown. And if you think otherwise, let me know in the comments if you think it's something else. Look at how thin she is. Look at her legs in this. Listen, those of you that are into documentaries, I've said this in the past, maybe sometime last year on a separate episode. Do yourself a favor and watch Amy. And this will all make sense. Excellent, excellent. I can't emphasize just how great this documentary is. All right? And the relevance to it is, when I see Ariana Grande, I think of that documentary. I think of Amy Winehouse. I think about how money corrupts people, even your family members. Your family members turn the blind eye when they could say something that could possibly save your life. Again, in conclusion, what is the relevance of me talking about Ariana Grande on Honorable Men Discord? Not just because it's something that's trending, even more so, again, those of you fathers that are out there, that have daughters, that have sons, make sure you're letting them know, make sure they're getting their validation from you. Make sure you're validating their emotions and let them know that that they that they're special, that they're loved, that as long as they give their best in this life, that's all they owe this life, that's all they owe themselves. Because again, I don't know her personally, but I can only imagine how lost she must be to drop down and weight to that size. And that's not to say that she's not getting love or reassurance or validation. But all we can do as men, as fathers, is to pour into our children. That's all we can do. That's the least we can do outside of providing for them where we can. But listen, that's all I have on this episode. That is all I have on this episode. What is your thoughts about this? And yeah, if you have anything you'd like to add about this, I'll see you in the comment section. But this is just about awareness. It's not body shaming Ariana Grande, so don't get this episode confused. This is more about awareness and concern, honest concern as a father. And for those of you fathers out there, you should be concerned also. Make sure you are well invested in your children's lives, even if they don't live with you. But listen, that's all I have on this episode. As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, on your way out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, stay honorable.